Looking at Ireland's engine room right now. Ugandan Beanz. It's so energizing to see. Bezos. First two slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp. We've got Guatemalan boys out there. You snooze, you lose. Courtesy of Sombrero. Thai beans. It's all about the scone. Stripped to the waist and whipped 5 times. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Bezos. Or do we need to change the game even further? You've made it as far as you can. Now it's time to go above and beyond the call of duty. Bezos. Never leave revenue on the table. No need to get your feet out. Peruvian beans. What's your take on it? Let's go further. Build smarter. Business, 3rd floor business, 4th floor business. Congolese beans.
The other Greek's doing not too bad.
Kokonakis. Fantastic stuff. Will you shape the future? Or will you be shaped by the future? We're living in a great age. The age of the Lewis and the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane. And there we go. He's swinging. He's moving. This is Sparta. Rwandan beans. Looks like Pat Spillane, but they blurred out his face. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop. Head honcho on congos. Got the receptionist on the maracas. Head developers on the acoustic. Just got to waste. Get a nice little blasted on. We'll be back in business again. Another powerful Monday. Welcome to the stream. You've driven all you can drive. It's just another day in absolute paradise. Now it's time to harness the power of the working week. Fantastic car. Check that bad boy out. Standing proud. Office barista unit. Salesforce. Packing the poachers. Going on a bean quest on Monday morning. A vigorous rub with tissue paper. This little fella, lovely. Truly remarkable beast. I don't know, what's your take on it? Your primetime sin swirl. Been doing a lot of thinking. Ethiopian beans. Book cab? I think we really need to bring in HR. Flavorson bean development. Colombian beans. St. Stephen's bean. Blast unit. Living Labina mocha. The future. The concept of steam. Brand new roller coaster ride. Time is running out, the clock is ticking down. Francesco Higinardo. Honduran beans. The fact that every moment there's a chance to double your money. Bezos. How's it going, buddy?
How are you keeping?
Checking out Fibonacci Place. Have you been in there?
Never.
Bezos.
I think he is.
Is he there?
He is.
Bezos. Good stuff, buddy.
He's listening to News Talk.
Today FM. You take the bull by the horns and you ride that bastard out of town. You've Lesotho'd all you can embassy. I am livid. Targets. Funkmaster Flex. Bar charts. Falco, Crawl, Lockton. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. More of a bricks and mortar kind of Lego set man myself. It's all about the Chinese market at the moment. How's it going, guys? I'm your boss. That's French jiggery pokery. Getting a bit tiresome, I understand. Salvadoran bean. Gold embossed. Hope you're getting on well anyway. Abducted by seagulls. The big cheeses, it's not great. Unadulterated seagull-encrusted skies. And fantastic lights, buses, dreams, the power, the productivity, the chaos, the hullabaloo, the slip of the heel, and the switch of the night into daytime, which usually happens around sunrise, circa 8 a.m., maybe 8, 10 or 15, we're not sure yet. But all we do know, and what we can be certain of, is that it's an absolute crispy affair on today of all days, this wicked Wednesday of November morn, and of November born as well. Just wanted to check out the lighting ensemble just down at government buildings here. How are you getting on there? Hopefully we're live and running there. Kerry, how are you getting on? Samurai Crack, Snake GTA, Young Spuds, Quib. It's time to get on the gravy train and just mill the harvest. That's an interesting setup over there as well. I'm actually just out of that building. A long night spent trying to strategize and come up with a new direction for government. Also trying to mitigate the fallout from the Pascal Donahue exit, who's been snapped up by one of my buddies actually in the World Bank over in Washington DC. More about them later on, but fair play to him. He's got a cushy number. He'll be put through his paces, that's for sure. That's for sure. And he ends with the new Minister of Finance, Conzo. It hasn't been... I know that they're saying Harris is just going to take the mantle there and then. And you might have heard some official rumblings and musings, but completely and utterly unofficial as it stands at the moment. We're looking at every possible avenue. We're probing the hat. We've got a hat and it's got a load of names in it. And we're just putting blindfolds on. That's what we've been at all night. It's like fucking Jenga inside that office. Picking names out, then throwing the names up onto the dartboard as well. Putting the blindfold on, throwing the dart, seeing if it sticks in the right name. But whatever about that selection process, whether or not it's up to standard of a nation state, is by the by when you look at that fantastic lighting fixture there on the pillar. I don't know what the pillar represents or signifies. I just haven't had the time to look into it. I haven't even had the time to Wikipedia it or anything like that, but it's a fantastic setup. You have to hand it to them. They've really done a good job with that. And I, for one, am completely and utterly impressed. The only thing I'm not impressed with is the selection of coffee houses that are open from 6 a.m. onwards in Dublin. It's an absolute joke. It really is. I mean, if you wanted to get yourself a coffee at 5:30 or 6, you'd be as well to get yourself up to the Burlington Hotel or somewhere that's going to be up and running. It has staff and beans are being brewed and whatnot, but it is what it is. It is what it is at this stage. Just check there, lads, and make sure we're on. A lot of technical gremlins in the system. I want to hear the beep, young spuds. I'm not sure what that means. Double blind selection situation, open the lark. Pillars go square, round, square. It's a Babylonian thing. Great stuff. So we have pillarific comments coming through there regarding that. Now, what we have here is definitely not a pillar. It's more of a plinth, and on which a statue may stand. And the building beyond there is the National Gallery, which has some fantastic artworks as well, some very prized pieces. They actually have a fantastic Caravaggio in there, and that is Darkin. His name is Darkin. Need to look into that guy. Seems like he knows his stuff. Good morning, Patrick McDonald, 2715. 2,714 Patrick McDonalds came before you, but you are the 2,715th. And wow, what a Patrick McDonald you are. To be up this early as well, it's no clean feat. But you want to keep your feet clean and keep cleats on them as well, because once you get on the pitch, the big bad pitch of the business world, that's when the scrummage hits, and you need to have purchase on your feet. You need to be able to hold yourself on the ground. You need to be able to go to ground. You need to be able to grapple. I'm actually going in a fucking circle here. What am I doing? Need to head to the bike station. Is there one on this side of Marion? Or is it bollocks? Might be around the other side. Break into a light jog anyway. Rancilio 2000, John. It's not, unfortunately. There isn't a bike station, I don't think, there, but the Oscar Wilde stuff is looking incredibly well lit as well. Not sure what time this gaff opens, but it will open at some stage, and when it does, tourists will flock around, often trying to reach out and touch the shoe of Wild in order to be blessed with his spirit. What video game is this? Looks really realistic. Michael, it is called Dublin City Simulator 2025 in association with Rancilio 2000. Sponsored by AIB for the life you're after. In association with Charlotte Tilbury and AIB. Featuring none other than Calvin Harris. With special guest Jazz Something. Give your child a safe online experience this Christmas with CyberSafe Kids. John. I'm waiting for Calvin to come back on the board there. Yeah, we need some Bean to get back to tip-top shape. Look, that's never not been my mantra. But I suppose the cribbing begins at around 5:30, when you just think a complete and utter metropole such as this should have 24-hour coffee facilities to facilitate, it's the clues in the title, lads, needs to facilitate the ongoing and ceaseless production churn wheel in order to then maximize profit, increase growth, hit targets, go further than that, create new targets, fire the last crop of underachievers, fucking wedge in a load of fucking cheap labour and maybe interns as well that you don't have to pay, and get the work churned out. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. In Calvin we trust. Incredious Beans, says the Dayman. I'm not sure if incredious is a word, but maybe incredulous. I'm not sure. But I'm not in the business of correcting grammar. This time of day, that's a Moby. So there's a bike station there with nothing but a Moby, and I don't know whether or not you need a special yoke to unlock the Moby. I believe a reputable electric bike harbourer, but also the namesake of a fantastic electronic musician. You know who I'm talking about there. It's great to see the buses up and running. Amazing appetizers. I think once the Bean gets in, the magic of the crisp, rainless, dry November Dublin morning really becomes, it gets into its own groove. It's almost like there's a fine synergy between Bean and Cityscape, which both kind of merge beneath the twilight hours, and the early rumblings of those of us who have to get up and really grind out the week. Look at the stay of that tree, it's fantastic. It really is. And Glenn there, how are you getting on? He says, can't wait for Q1. I know, can you feel it? Can you see the sky? It really is a tantalizing proposition for us to be perched calendrically right on the precipice of 2025, looking into the abyss, which may seem abysmal from here on in, but not on my watch. Not after the year we've had. We've come far, we've sent it, and we're going to send it even harder into 2026. It's not something you usually hear me say. I kind of play down the bravado and maintain a very modest and grounded outlook. But at times, when you get embroiled in an early morning coffee rhombus, it really does bring out the animal in me. Some would say maybe even the wild side. The biggest problem is, people, they want you to show them your wild side, but they'll never ask you to show them your wild side, you know. It needs to be something that you do on tick, on spec, without consideration, without forewarning or foreboding. Just jump right into it. And here we have a bike station replete with bits and bobs. Bits and pieces. Speaking of Moby, any progress on the vegan beans? Not yet, my friend, not yet. We've to dot a few I's, cross a few T's, and make good with our wheels across Tarmacadam ground first, before we can start to even consider the plight of the vegan bean. Now, let's get the phoneo going and unlock. This looks like a nice situation. It's a great saddle height. Already I'm eyeing up this number 20 piece, and I'm feeling very, very bullish regarding what it can do for us. It's a great piece. Goose Cloud. It's a fantastic piece, John. It's the Red Click Simple Insurance Dublin City number 20 Express, and that seat height says yes. That's perfect. Maybe we could go a little bit higher, but I'm just not arsed. Not bothered with that at all. The mighty steed, which will bring us to our coffee dream. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, and that today is going to be the best fucking day of your life. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. We've come so far. Look at the purple lighting on that building down there. I might check that out first. Just bear with me for a moment here while I unlock using the fantastic Red Click app. Red Click. Where are we located? Marion Square Park. And we'll unlock number 20. It has 36 ratings. I think I might have to increase its rating. Lovely stuff. Not even a bird in the sky tweeting. Soon enough, the seagulls of Lear will descend upon the city like a bad batch of obtrusive, large avianated nuisance. An avianated nuisance cloud. You know, multiple seagulls descending from multiple points, all with a point to prove, all with a noise to make. And I want to say thank you very much there to whoever tipped. I heard Goose Cloud in the background, so I just want to say thanks very much there to none other than Cork. I don't know if you're the city or the county or just somebody from Cork, or you're just into Cork, but thank you very much. You should go to the National Print Museum if you have a chance. Where would I find the Print Museum, the National Print Museum? If you don't mind letting me know there, and I'll have a little look. Might have a mosey on over at some stage if we can get a bit of mosey time. I was a bit despondent the other day regarding the back of the Iron Ear, which is a fantastic place. You know yourself, it's one of my favourite, I'd say, stomping grounds of the Harcourt Coffee Quadrant itself. But I think the light had become a little bit too bright at that stage. Thank you very much for the tip there. I will get to your name when I can. I just can't read and drive. Or read and cycle, read and bike. I suppose I could if I had one of those fucking little yokes that you put on this, but I'm just not on the bike enough. I'm in the office enough not to need that, you know? And the office is just basically my ground zero. Where I've said it before, but you need triple monitor minimum setup. You need to run 3 different operating systems on 3 different machines. And then maybe, if you can, go for 5 monitors, just so that you have 2 monitors on your main yoke, 2 monitors on your secondary, and then you just need 1. Which I would just say, why not just combine the 2? And cut out the middleman there and get yourself an iMac. Or there's a fantastic range now of all-in-one PCs which can pretty much fit that bill and do the work necessary. If you want, get on to me. I'll let you know about an upcoming deal I've got going with Paradigit, formerly Complete. Beautiful, beautiful building, by the way, and elegantly lit. I noticed they're going for that. A lot of the buildings are going for that purple haze sort of color. It's definitely beloved of a lot of the high status buildings around this particular part of town. I mean, do we have time before the coffee shop opens just to have a quick goosey gander at the docks? Probably do. There's a fella here using the power of his legs to propel him on a piece of wood through the city. And here we have the, how would you say, Coffee Angel, which is just a shame, a goddamn shame, John. This branch is not open at this time of day because it's done a great job with the exterior and maintaining the old shop front style, and they haven't ruined it by plastering their logo all over the shop. Not to say their logo is not any cop. I mean, you know what you're getting when you see that Coffee Angel, that little halo above the A. You know you're going to get some premium beans. And it's just a shame that you don't know it's them, but it's also fantastic that you don't as well. Do you know? So this straddling, it's a real power play. It's a real power play when your brand or your franchise doesn't need to necessarily plaster your point of sale, your graphic design all over the shop. So that's what they've done there. And they've maintained a happy equilibrium with the locality as well, and the people who live here, who would like to see, they're happy with gentrification. They want all the pluses and the pros that come with that. They also want to retain an air of refined class and dignity as well, which, let's just face it, you go to any number of high streets in and around Europe or in the cities and there's a lot of tacky shit going on, and thankfully you just can't say that with Dublin. I mean, even people would level accusations of dishevelment at certain parts of maybe even O'Connell Street when you get off the air coach and whatnot. But I mean, it still looks grand, do you know? If you were to drive down that and you told someone, there might be a bit of dodginess in the area, you wouldn't really think it if it was a fast move. If you were doing at least 20, I'd say. If you were doing less than 20, you had time to really consider certain aspects and elements of that street. Then, of course, maybe you might see something or someone that would stick out. But as of yet, Dublin still maintains, if not all, quite a considerable amount of its charm, and it continues to even generate charm, despite the ridiculous prices of the property and whatnot. Still has a lot going for it. Which is just another reason to get out before work kicks off on a Wednesday morning. Get yourself something decent. Now this has been torn down. The last time we were here it was up. Don't know what it is. It's gonna be Calvin Harris, 28th of June 2026, by the way, just in case you were wondering when the Calvinator is going to make his presence felt. But I'm not sure what's going to go there. But it's probably going to be juicy. Can we make it across here? Little green man, come on. The juice loosener. Actually shouldn't be on here. I should be on the bike lane, but fuck it. Get over here. The last time we were down here last year, I think it was February, Google had, well, it started a while back, but they were redeveloping another situation just down there. So you have Google completely ruling the roost around this particular area here, as you can see here. I don't know if this is Google Cloud or whatever it is, but Google have a massive slice of the Docklands pie. Then of course you have the big bamboozler down there. You might take a ride down there, just have a look at it, and then come back up around. I don't think I'll coffee it up down Grand Canal Dock. Possible hardcore coffee quadrant rendezvous with Mr. Coffee awaits, and then another quick look down some of the famous back alleys down there as well. But hope you're having a wonderful morning. Thanks for tuning in, and I know it's not easy sometimes to be art. But yeah, it has to be done. It has to be done. Pace Jam, thank you very, very much as well. Pace to the face. Absolutely fantastic. I can't say thank you enough. Any concern that the current or former associates will be mentioned in these so-called Epstein files, I'm not sure yet. I'll get back to you on that. JD, thank you very much for your tip. Very, very kind of you. Pace Jam, unbelievable. I think what we're looking at here, what we're going to see, is a bit of a damp squib regarding the release, because this has been going on for God knows how long, and it's been a year at least since the current wave of suppression and bubbling scandal, which has bubbled so much that the fucking lid of the pot has come off, and now the Commander-in-Chief has had to row back on his initial stance, which was that there was nothing worth even seeing in them, and let's not bother. But it just shows that, you know, Muhammad is not as big as the mountain sometimes, and Muhammad in this case, Donald Trump, mountain the base, which will, you know, give him legitimacy and maybe even vote for him on a third term that he keeps on going on about, but I don't think that's going to happen now. Has forced his hand, so to speak, but he's definitely not. On a side note, from watching multiple, you know, interviews of him and whatnot and press gaggles over the last few months, certainly since he became president again for the second time, he has just seemingly lost a lot of his snap, his bite, and whatever it was that made him, you know. And he seemingly relies a lot upon same sound bite, kind of media focused sound bites, which make no sense whatsoever. So it kind of looks stupid enough to be batting away the questions regarding these Epstein files, and then just going off on one about how, do you remember that shite he was speaking about, the we've got the hottest country in the world right now, and basically everyone's trying to detract from that with this Epstein bullshit. Do you know, they just don't like us having the hottest country in the world. This is a one-way. It could be. Oh, I've just seen a car go up it. I've seen a fucking car go up it. Let's follow this. So this was just to really show you, lads, the what it feels like to be in the Google sphere. Wow, what a sphere it is. And you've none other. Look at this little coffee dock outside. Fucking freezing. Uncle Google. And this is courtesy of Uncle Gordon, who lives in that house there. Gordon's house. Which is just such a house. It really is Gordonic in its conception and in its execution and style. Completely and utterly house. It just really puts a spring in the step seeing something like that on a morning. As a man with two combis rolls into town. In fact, this is a particularly tech-heavy area. I wouldn't be surprised if we got collared by a few Google goons and asked to move on. You know, what are you doing here, sort of stuff. Do you know? I mean, it's a public road, for God's sake. Public road, do you know? No GDPR here. Just hearing on the radio there's the thing about the fucking vandalisation of playgrounds and around the city and across the country as well. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. The GDPR is stifling attempts to try and catch the perpetrators due to the fact that they can't put any CCTV up there, you know? I mean, how are you meant to proactively combat some of that stuff? I'm not particularly too sure. Thank God I don't live in an area where any of that stuff happens. It's pretty well secure, you know. It really is, and you just wouldn't have any of the sort of antisocial behaviour to deal with. But I mean, at the same time, the GDPR stuff has gone through. It's ridiculous, you know. And I think we're ensconced, quite clearly ensconced, inside that European manifold now, that it just would really not even work to try and get out of it. I'm not going to try and posit any theories as the dart rolls into town there in a fantastic way. But yeah, I mean, some of the laws are backwards in the sense that they don't really cater for practical needs and whatnot. Thank you very much, Anti-Trockner, for your tip. They're very, very kind of you. Morning cons. And morning to you, Anti-Trockner. Utmost congrats on getting your buddy Pascal in as the head honcho of the World Bank. Thanks very much. You must have caught the beginning of the stream when I mentioned that. 2026 promises a lot. As always, look to the east. I do love looking to the east. Well, that's actually the north, but the east would be over here in that direction there. You got the gas works, and then beyond that the docks, Pigeon House and whatnot. But what about the west? I mean, there's a lot to be said for the west. Maybe even just looking west. Go west. Life is peaceful there. Go west. In the open air. Go west. Where the skies are blue. Go west. This is what we ought to do. Not my words, but the words of the Pet Shop Boys. And maybe they even got it from somebody else, I'm not sure. But just have a quick goose around here just to see if there's any coffee situations that are happening that weren't even registering on the initial Google Map blast that I did before hit and go live. But I really am enjoying this. Look at that. Oh fuck. I thought it would swing around 360. It's obviously not able to do that. And let's just move. move before we get into trouble. And it's great to see a spar like this open as well. But to tell you something, I'm not going to be getting any coffee in there not because it's not good quality or anything like that. Far from it. I'd say their machines are absolutely tip-top, especially around here. When you're catering to a clientele which certainly would have a more refined palate and taste. No, I wouldn't say Dublin's first coffee shops, but they were one of the first of the new crop of coffee outlets catering to a new breed of coffee denizen. And they seem to have been overran in recent times by a multitude of other new contenders on the scene. So their brand has lost a little bit of luster. I think they've lost a lot of property as well, Prices have gone through the roof. I knew a few Insomnias here and there, but where there once was Insomnia, it's usually now a Nero. Or some of the other great pretenders that are here as well. The aforementioned Coffee Angel. I tell you, do a great cup. Il Valentino. You should check them out. Go down. Do you know where it is? Head down there. Take a right. When you hit the canal, follow the canal towards LinkedIn. And it's on Mespel Road actually. Don't go across the bridge or anything like that. It's first left at the bridge, Bagot Street Bridge, and that's actually the wrong directions. Go up there, take a right, then when you get to the canal, take a left. Follow the canal right to Bagot Street Bridge, and Il Valentino's. Look, I'll show you where it is now. Get going. Little bell there. Fair warning. Fair warning. Fair warning. It's a bumpy one. Bumpus dumpus. How's it going, man? We go down here. As I was saying, Il Valentino, absolutely crushing it. I think also they could be a half sixer. Not 100%, but on a morning like this, there's nothing better. The texture of the liquid, it's like silk, wrapped up in a satin box. We go here. Valentino, where did you go? We're here tonight. You're a coffee bean shining bright in the sky, a constellation which makes me cry. You are the bean provider. The provider of beans. You know what it means. You have the chaos inside your chamber. The caffeine inside the bean. Just want to say a big thank you to Dublin Bikes in association with Red Click for all the work that you do, providing us with this indispensable method of getting around the city centre. Times like this, or maybe even worse, at rush hour as well. I've never tried it. You'd be an absolute lemonhead to try and get around on one of these jokes around 4 p.m. I might need to blow the nose. Look at this fantastic willow. You can cross over and see from here. Beautiful piece of willow action on the side of the street there. Those lads really getting into the nooks and crannies. Their window washing operation. Sort of like a chimney sweep, telescopic sweeping rod, but with a chamois on the end of it for cleaning windows. Eliminates the necessity of having to climb up or use a ladder yourself, which is fantastic. But I'd say part of the perks of the job of window cleaner would mean that you'd be able to do that, you know, go up the side of buildings like Spider-Man. And there was that old song by the fellow with the ukulele who would always be singing about, like, if you could see what I can see when I'm cleaning windows. And I'm not sure whether or not, if you revisited those lyrics nowadays, possible grounds for banning off radio airplay, because essentially I think he's just detailing his lifestyle as someone who doesn't mind seeing into people's windows and having a little goosey gander, which is a bit wrong. And he's actually using his professional privilege to be able to do that. And certainly a GDPR issue. We were talking about that not too long ago, but certainly one there. Actually, I wonder, should I put this bike back? Yeah, I will. But it's becoming alive at the moment, John. The city is beginning to take shape. Look at that Diamante BMW, diamond encrusted. If I could chase it, I would. If I could chase that, I would. Find out here where we're dealing with. Don't want to have to go all the way down to the bottom of Wilton Terrace in order to drop the bike in. If I could. Maybe we will. It's not that much. It's not that much. The only thing here is the traffic is really picking up pace. So much so that I can't even cross. Are we still going? Let me just make sure. I haven't even checked. One thing I think is fantastic is the new 3 SIM that I'm using instead of Gomo, which created a bit of a pain in the arse up around the Miles dungeon. But hopefully now that's been vanquished. We'll have a little look here. Put this away. that in the pocket. Jake Butler, how are you getting on? Illegal bike crossing. Incoming. The chassis is actually diamonds. 3 sims, that's crazy. Actually only 2 sims, Jake. I don't know where you got 3 from, Jakey baby, but it's only a 2 sim group. I'm rocking the 3 for the stream and the Gomo for the phone. Combined cost of €20 for the 3 and then 15 or $14.99 a month subscription to the Gomo, which I've always had. The good thing about the 3 one is that you don't have to subscribe to it, but the downfall is you're having to pay an extra $5, but that's the price of getting coffee in Dublin around this particular area. Apparently this could be an illegal move, but hopefully it isn't. It definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't. And this is where the knowledge of the bike stands really comes into its own, because if you know where you're going, you don't end up arsing around like that, the way I did. I should just do this. Il Valentino, here we go. What a morning. What an absolute morning it is. That's fantastic. We're in. We're on the move. I can really smell the beans already. What a fantastic day to be alive. It's a fantastic time to be alive in 2025. We're getting followed there. No, we're not. Here we go. Into the unknown. Even though we know exactly what we're getting. The man is still orange. The man is still orange, John. The orange man at the crossing. The Garvahi Road. Now. Tall for €4.05. Possible combination of foot here with the Americano. Combine that with a scone or a pastry or something. Which should work well. Apologies for the angle there if it's a bit much. Starbucks got him, we're not in Starbucks, but maybe they're following us. Excuse me, did you order? Yeah. Alright. How's it going? Can I have a tall Americano takeaway, please? And a blueberry skull, please. Yeah. I'll have butter and jam, please. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. That's the stuff right there. That is the stuff. Hate that when the butter is still too cold to spread, but the scone is actually melting that now. There's a nice bit of heat inside that scone, which is liquidizing or liquefying the butter. Then Himbeer jam, Razzle Dazzle. That's the stuff. That's what we're here for. That's Wednesday. Strictly business. Sorry. Tall Americano, thank you. Fantastic stuff. We're underway. And we head on towards the hardcore coffee quadrant. And I think we might cross over the canal just so we can get a goose at the LinkedIn situation. And look, this Labubu wardrobe. Come find your Labubu outfit. Actually making fully grown adult Labubu costumes for those who are that way inclined. and I'm not sure if the resolution can hit that, which is a big reason we need to upgrade to 1080p. It's in the pipeline, but some seagulls ahead there, and the sky tinged with that blue. A light pops on up in the building over there. I'm not sure if that's LinkedIn or another company. It's Wilton Terrace, and already the lights are beginning to look fantastic as well. The Mespel Hotel. Just standard winter issue feelings here. Fantastic. You can't beat it. A day like this, it wouldn't be so bad if it was this dry the entire time, you know, but the amount of shite you have to put up with in terms of precipitation and wind. Granted, it's breezy now. Probably a real feel of about 0, -1 perhaps. But I think the stats don't lie that it's sitting around 4 or 5. And as we were last here at Wilton Terrace last year, was still a lot of development going on around by the park area. And indeed, we were told by a couple of security guards to move along and not to loiter or do any filming or video work. My apologies, I haven't really had time to check the phone there to engage. I think once I get a moment to myself, that will be a possibility. I wonder if I just sit down here. I like this. I don't know what this is. This is like some sort of new bench area just on the side of the canal, which offers our space on 2 levels, which would cater for a multitude of workers who would be here on an afternoon to get their pop-up shoppery eats. There's plenty of food trucks come by the way. And if we do look to the east, where the land of the rising sun, the Far East, you can see it's getting brighter there, and that it's darker, much darker there to the west. So yeah, east actually that way. I was thinking east was there, but you gotta go on the light, and that's where east is. It can be hard to orienteer yourself around when you're going in and out of streets, twists and turns that aren't really connected to any north, south, east, west grid system. And you would get a little bit confused, alright. But the coffee is superb. The coffee is fantastic. I can't say enough about how good that tastes. It's a sweet, sweet Valentino taste of winter. €4.05 for a tall Americano. It's pushing it. I gotta say, it's pushing it. But their tall is their medium. Do you know? I think a tall in Starbucks, that's your smallest yoke. I think it goes tall, then it goes grande, then it goes venti, ventricle, which is huge. It's too big, but probably better value for money. And you think about it, if I'm going to be having 2 coffees on a morning, maybe just best to max it out with a big venti boy and just go for it. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I'm not going to go venti after that anyway. Look, these are big issues that need to be ironed out weeks, months in advance. I can't really be expected to just dilly-dally on the spot here now and go, yeah, let's venti. It's not sustainable, for one. Blue jeans and chinos. Tucoist, how are things? Not blue jeans and chinos for me anyway. Maybe you're commenting on somebody in the inside that premises that we were in there. A lot of people up and about, moving, shaking, getting things ready to fucking grind for the day. Paul Mescal, thank you very much. Did you see Troy and Boys Heroics, Conzo? I presume you're talking about soccer, is it? I don't watch soccer. don't watch soccer. God, that's not for me. Nilo, thanks for the tip though. Nilo, thank you very much. It's fantastic to hear you're still knocking around, Nilo. I remember last year I think it was yourself anyway. You were working, you were engaged in a number of projects. Well, hopefully I'm not giving too much away here. But you encountered me during one of my streams, and I was on my best behavior. I was on my guard, you know. Who is this guy? He's coming over to me, he's saying hello. But I knew within the shake of a hand and the beat of a heart that you were a good soul, and you were actually getting ready to put a shift in, you know, whereas I was actually, you know, I was on the same level. I was actually going to put in a good shift that day as well, but I just needed to enlighten the world about the joy of the coffee bean as well. But you say, thanks for the tip. Gonzo, great to see you back. Did you advise Pascal on his move? Indeed, and look, if you caught the beginning of the stream, you would have heard me harping on about that. I still have only had about 2 or 3 hours sleep because I was in government buildings all night. We played 7 games of Jenga whilst discussing who the best candidate for the replacement would be. Meanwhile, the phone was going balubas. It was Washington DC on the blower saying, Connor, the fuck's going on? Where's Donahue? I said, just will you fucking wait? He's not even out the door yet. He needs to focus on relocating to America. And I said, yeah, but we hired him yesterday. I said, yeah, but he's only just gone now, DC. What do you know about relocating to America? And they were like, okay, sorry, Connor, but look, we got some bank. We got the World Bank here. That's how he talked. Excuse the accent, but it's how they talk on the eastern seaboard of the United States of America. L'État unitis. L'État unitas. L'État unity. Unitas. L'État unity. Can't remember. It's a long time since I studied French. Don't even know why I tried to even pronounce the United States of America in French. But going back to it, yeah, Niall, it's been a tough few days. I mean, it really puts paid to the whole Ivan Yates thing, which was such a whirlwind twister tornado there a few weeks ago. Niall, thank you very much. That was me, alright, Conzo, about a year ago. NZ'd up the arse. Still looking for that report from John. Well, I'm not looking for any reports or tips from Niall. I've enough of them already. Thanks very much, Niall, and for your reports. And Potato Boss, thank you very much. Finally, a stream suitable for people with young kids at the crack of arse. Thanks, Conzo, and thank you very much, Potato. Very, very kind of you. I'll show you some nice stuff around here now in a moment. Gobbles, thank you very much. Time to get my beans and watch some beans. Great to see you back, Cons. It looks cold this morning. Would you recommend driving gloves? If you've got them, rock them. I actually prefer leather myself, but I didn't pack them when I left the house today, so I only have a pair of Thin-Sulates on. I say only. They're more than enough to withstand the biting cold, which it's going to get a lot more biting. If you think this is the bite, this is just a snap. Wait until you get a fucking chunk torn out of you in February or fucking... Yeah, February seems to be the coldest one, like, you know. But it's the luck of the land, the luck of the draw. I'm going to arse this coffee, or actually down it. I'm going to show you what I'm dealing with here before it gets too bright, because it's the cover of darkness that I still hold dear in my heart. And the buildings at night time look fantastic, so that's part of the reason why I like to get up and do this. But that is a solid job right there, and that's again Il Valentino knocking it out the park. You could actually fucking throw that, pitch that at a game. Showtime, Otani or Ohani or whatever his name is, could fucking pitch that, and you could. It holds up well. You could smash it, crack it with a bat, but it would splinter into 1,000 pieces. I wouldn't say splinter is the right word, but check this out: home run jack. An absolute cavalcade of taste, flavor, sweet, sugar, delightful blueberry, and the fluffy scone interior, complemented with the jam. the raspberry jam, which enhances the taste and the experience by 17. I've never sconed this hard in my life, John. I've never sconed this hard. Wednesday, the whatever it is, the 11th, 12th November, 13th. And we're absolutely sconing it on Wilton Terrace. Wherever, if you are tuned in, wherever you're tuned in from, I hope to God that you have access to a scone right now. Join me. Feel the power of the scone! So much eating in it. We need to get a move on. It's getting bright. Should have actually started maybe about 5:30. Great job. Absolutely great job. And on we move. With a mouthful of scone still. I love what they've done here. They've redeveloped the walkway here. And there's himself. But you've got this kind of gravelly, sand-based underfoot situation. I don't know if that's the finished product or if it's going to undergo any more upkeep, but it feels great and it looks good as well. This is exactly what this area needed, and I was giving out about it last year when it was encroaching on my enjoyment of the area. But what they've done is completely and utterly 360-degree revolutionize this side of the canal, and it looks fantastic. The benches look new even. This bench was provided by the Irish Ship and Barge Fabrication Company 2015. Passion floats our boats. Dedicated to the Friends of the Grand Canal volunteer workers. Dublin 2015. Okay, let's move. Powerful members of the government watch the streams for good ideas. I don't doubt it. What with the alarming rapidity of change we're going through globally, economically, politically, technologically, mentally, you need to keep your eyes open and your ears pricked. Prick up your ears. I know that we can't do that. Foxes and cats and dogs can. But we need to adjust. We need to adapt. Speed of that lad. He was in the wrong fucking lane, but he didn't care. and LinkedIn's getting going. Feels good. It feels great. It feels fantastic. It feels linked. It feels in. Somebody call Grant Thornton. We need an audit. And I tell you, I'm looking forward to getting a whiff. Somebody call Grant. Down the back of the eye and ear. Thank you very much there. No way 6 a.m. start. The other Jeff, how are you getting on? It's actually 12 past 7. It's just gone 12 past 7. And Stripe are now involved. Look at that. It was LinkedIn. Maybe it still is LinkedIn. But Stripe are involved. The payment processors Stripe, John. Unbelievable. I wonder if LinkedIn owns Stripe. And they're two brothers, I think, from Kerry, or they're friends who set up that company. And they deal with a lot of major payments processors on the global stage, the internet. They do a lot of work for PayPal and stuff. And I wonder whether or not they were hit yesterday by the Cloudflare outage. I'm not too sure. But 2 reasons I would be excited for the next 5 minutes. Would be 1, testing the legitimacy of the 3 SIM card in and around the Adelaide Harcourt Coffee Quadrant Bermuda Triangle known as Hatch Place. And a second reason to be excited would be to get an absolute fantastic whiff of the clean laundry down the back of the eye and ear, as there is a laundry there which spits out beautiful sheet smoke down the back. It just feels like a scene from an old world movie, let's just say. Because there's a building back there as well, maybe part of the eye and ear, which has stained glass windows. And it really just makes you feel like you are in the heart of an old city. Absolutely love it, John. So here we are. You know it. You know the area. It's fantastic. I don't need to tell you about it. It's an iconic place. It's where many a night was spent in the Miles dungeon. And this area usually is a fucking nightmare for the coverage. Sorry about the language though. Avant-garde language on display. Need to see, we're still rolling though. And this is not the right way to go. Should be crossing the road right here like this. But we'll fucking do this. See you later, lads. See you later. And we've got something here. Don't know what that is, but scenes of maybe this is from the dungeon last night. I don't want to touch it, but we'll just shepherd it into the corner here so that it's not on the street. And hopefully someone might get a bit of use out of it. It's still dry. And that's such a shame. You see inside there all the makings of a coffee dock, but no one to fucking use it. The electric's still left on. You can see the ultraviolet fly zapper machine is still in use. It's just such a shame. Why would you not get some bang for your buck out of that? I don't know. Okay, it's getting bright. We need to move. Come on. Let's move. Let's keep it going. Another coffee. We get down the back of the eye and ear for a good whiff. Do you know what? I'm absolutely sickened that the fucking sun has risen. Poor guy there has to pick up his bike. Looks okay. He had a lot on it. Panniers packed to the rafters with stuff. find a Benzo. The Matt Cooper gig, don't miss it. Oh, don't dismiss it. Are you talking about a special gig going on at the Miles? But it's just hard to really fathom how 2 weeks ago, head was right up my arse regarding the entirety of the Yates fiasco, and now it's just gone. And I mean, I comfortably predicted that morning that this would blow over and be tomorrow's fish and chip paper. It did last to me maybe 2 or 3 days longer than I thought, but nobody even cares now. Nobody cares. The next set of news hit the headlines, and people were just brought onto the next thing. It seems amazing that it's only now that I suppose maybe we could have found it further, but a lot of people are saying that our minds are going around a fucking hamster wheel of information which comes in, but this started a long time ago. So once the screen hit the screen, and once it was in the home, 60s onwards, then that was it. They had worked a way to get fucking their manifesto into your brain, manufacture consent, and it was fucking beautiful. And we're still using those powers of persuasion today to sell lots of good stuff, lots of great new products, and really maximize revenue. I'm gonna get a coffee before heading down to the iron here, John. Fuck it, I'm gonna call it. Let's just get a coffee. I'm thinking maybe Pret. It's gonna be bright down there, but fuck it. Maybe I'll go again. We'll go again when it's dark. Look, still 2025, the year of the bean, potentially the year of the con, not sure. Always the era of the blast unit. But when's the fucking sky goes blue like that, it feels like kryptonite to my soul. I do like the hustle and bustle, don't get me wrong. It's what I was made for. It's why I'm alive, John. But there's something about those last couple of hours before people get going. What's that, a tub of rice? This is from last night. There you have a tub of rice, John. I'm just gonna leave that here. If anybody wants some rice, then there's some rice just there, Adelaide Road. Maybe the guys over there might have it. There it is anyway. It's there for you. You can't say I didn't warn you about it. For those who get out of bed early in the morning, there's always tomorrow. We're gonna make good with our feet here and get a coffee and hopefully still catch the remaining dawn, sort of twilight-esque lighting down the back of Hatch Lane or Hatch Place. And you can hear the screech of the seagull. It's iconic. And a double crane. Absolute double Fraser crane. And it's hoisting up its load. It's actually got no load attached. Feel the power of the crane. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. And we've already got a brand new upstart to face off against 4 Park Place. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you none other than One Adelaide. Coming 2028. You better believe it. We're going to be here for that one. It's going to be brilliant. 2028, the year of the beast. The year in which Adelaide Road really becomes center stage, I would imagine. in the hardcore coffee quadrant annals of time. Just look at that. I mean, I know it's a rendering. Is that your man, the union leader over in the UK? Do you remember he was on telly a lot there a couple of years ago? Someone will know there who I'm on about. I think he might have Irish roots or something. He has an Irish name. Irish life, Irish permanent. Goose Cloud. How are you getting on? What's the story, buddy?
Yeah. Good to see you
Out
in the wild. Yeah.
Out in the wild. How are things? I'm actually just admiring 4 and 5 Park Place.
Stunning, and the crane work here.
Well, I just love it when somebody else gets what I'm on about, because a lot of the time I don't think people really take it in and appreciate what the hell's going on here. You know, it really is an amazing work. 2028, this is going to be ready. Will you be there?
I'll be here with bells on. The coffee quadrant, the hardcore coffee quadrant is coming on leaps and bounds in the last couple of years.
Il Valentino.
Yeah, incredible scone.
Oh, absolutely. I can't even put it into words and express it, but please support their business.
Absolutely.
I actually need to run to get another one.
Get one into
and then I'm going to fucking head down to Hatch Lane, whiff of the laundry. I don't know if you've ever done it.
Never yet, no.
It's not as weird or creepy as it sounds. Okay. Just make sure you're under the cover of darkness.
Absolutely. Enjoy that coffee.
Thank you very much.
Care.
And your name, sir?
Pleasure. Dara's mine.
Dara, nice to meet you, Dara.
Take care.
Best luck.
All the best.
Don't stop believing, buddy. Let's beat this, Lewis. Let's beat this, Lewis, and get our coffee. Will I go art? No, I don't think so. I think we might just breeze into Pret, maybe, if it's open. Fuck it, we'll Starbucks it. Give the gift of Starbucks. How's it going?
Hello.
Can I have a grande Americano, please?
Anything else, sir?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Can I get your name, please?
Yeah, it's Connor. Your man Dara is going to be there in 2028. I'm actually thinking, why not? Fuck it, we'll throw a bash. Try and rent out the perch and get something going. But it's people like Dara who are, I'd say, important parts of the framework of what we're trying to build here around the HCQ. And you know, it takes the desire, it takes the love. You have to have the graw for it, and there are a few people that do have it. And your man Niall from last year, who was doing the NZEB work, understood the ins and outs of structural engineering in the civic sector and what it takes to really create a behemoth or a big mover. Thank you very much, sir. And look at that cup. It's about, look, I don't like to be promoting the Starbucks, but it's just so easy. It's just it's right on the corner. It's fantastic. You can see the cup. It's inviting. The decoration, the effort, and then the execution as well. It's all there. But I tell you, it really warms the heart to encounter those who believe in the investment of time, strategy, and power in this particular area here. The one thing I'm just upset about right now, vis-a-vis the little trip around the quadrant, is that when it is dark, I don't get the same pop off the rock box drop, or the drop box rock room. I don't get the same pop off it. So I'm in two minds as to whether or not to go for a look there. I'd like to sit here and just have this, but I mean, it's eating into the time at the moment. I might have to scald the end of the tongue just to be able to get the fucking end of this coffee into us before it spills. That'll do. Did I put the sugar in? I did. Can't taste it though. Fuck it. Maybe it'll come out in the wash. Sorry, sir. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, look, it's dark enough. I think I'll swing and swerve the rock box and we'll hit it up again when it's dark. I should have just been there earlier, guys. I'm sorry about that. Look, big mistake on my part. I was dawdling and spending too much time down around the end of Bagot Street and the docks as well. There's no point in even going to the docks. We didn't even get a coffee there. It was ridiculous. Have a look at the crane load there. It's really beginning to take shape. They do a lot of hoisting, but there's fucking no loads on the end of the hoist. Now I'm gonna have a look here, just my own eyes, to see if I can. And it does. Yeah, I can see the rock box drop room. It's looking good. Bell Lane, and there's a couple of delivery men down there as well. I suppose I could show you from here. Fuck it. You know what? We'll have a look. We'll come back. Yeah, we'll come back. We'll have a look at the... we'll have a sniff of the laundry first and then just make our way back. But, I mean... whatever. Who cares? When you've got a skyline like that, and the blend of the colour palette as well, starting off the near white at the top of the building there, and then going that deeper blue as you point west. And then, obviously, of course, 4 Park Place, which still, it's all lit up, but still not much going on in there, not much movement. Can't really feel much going on, much life or anything like that. But I'm loving it. Just quickly check and make sure we're still rolling. Yep, we're still rolling, thank God. Thanks very much for joining us, guys. And I hope you're having a great morning and you've had a lovely cup yourself. Biscotti, thank you very much. Just need to say thanks and praise to a few people here before we head for a sniff. Gonna head for a sniff of the laundry in a moment, John. Just need to say thank you to a few friends of the stream there. Biscotti, thank you very much. Garçon de Poisson, thank you very much as well. And Deli, good morning, Connor. Please, can you wish a happy 30th birthday to my boyfriend, Mark? Oh, Matt, I beg your pardon there. And, yeah, Matt, look, 30 years of age, huh? Time flies, huh? Suppose life is like 2 big bags of sand being hoisted by an amazing crane while Lewis drives under it. How about that for a birthday postcard snapshot scenario, Matt? How about that? Happy bloody birthday to you. And many more. May you have many more going forward into the future and into the night as well. It's important that you make strives to make moves into the night. I do a lot of morning work here. But the night time is where it's at as well. More Yates, more dates. Thank you very much. And Garçon de Poisson and Deli, thank you very, very much as well. Let's go and have a little look down Hatch Lane, Hatch Place, and see what we can smell. Again, it's just a part of the stream which unfortunately does not translate because there is no way in which you can synthesize smell and then, you know, have it emanate through some sort of USB smell box that you buy as a peripheral and plug into your PC that then recreates the smells of the atmosphere of the place that you're watching on the video. Do you get me? I mean, this is really just maybe something I've said before, but I can't remember because I generate so many ideas during these morning coffee runs that it's hard to keep track. But the proof is in the pudding. The pudding is in the eating. And I think maybe, just maybe, there's an opening in the market for something like that as well. There's a lot of there's a lot of weirdos out there as well who just would like to smell. Do you know? It doesn't even have to be something. I'm not going to go into it. Not going to go into it. Let's just get down there and have a little look. I'm just not too gone on the bright sky. It ruins it for me. I'm not sure how it's looking on the stream. The other Jeff, thank you very, very much, buddy. Rumours are circulating after the Ivan Yates files were released that you're in the process of buying corporate office box with the proceeds of the Nuremberger ring win. I'll have more on that later. But there's some rice over there in the middle of Adelaide Road if you want it. Rice to meet you. Niall, thank you very much, buddy. Are you heading to the Aviva on Saturday for the rugby? Yeah, I am the Aviva, Niall. I am the Aviva. I'll be there with bells on, inside my corporate box. Magnums of champagne, foie gras, prawn sandwiches, crisps, and a 3-course dinner as well during the match, which I've opted to go for despite having a bit of a setback last year during the Six Nations when I ended up choking on a chicken bone as we scored a try, and I had to be fucking Heimlich manoeuvred up against the fucking corporate box window, and everybody was looking back, and it looked like something was being done to me that wasn't the Heimlich, you know. So people were pointing and laughing, and there was thousands turning back and going, look at your man, look what's going on. And thank God the chicken bone popped out the mouth. And I held it up in front of the glass and said to everyone, even though you couldn't hear me because it was behind glass, I was like, look, it's a chicken bone, I was choking on the chicken bone. Held it there to the glass, but they didn't understand. They didn't understand, and they just kept on pointing and laughing, so I just drew the curtains in the box. Even though the match still had like 30 minutes left to play. Got into an argument with a friend of Roro's who said that he didn't come to the match to watch me eat chicken or choke on chicken. And I told him, if you want to go and watch the match, then fuck off out my corporate box and go down to the pub and watch the match. And he just left. I haven't heard from him. I never wanted to again anyway, because he's an arse. The fella is an arse. And I just, you know, I out of spite just ate the rest of the dinner, and I made conversation with the rest of the group, you know, who were too scared really to say any different at that moment in time. Hopefully now our 3-sim is competently handling the load, the data load, as we head down the back here. And I'll tell you something, that's a fantastic... Whoa! So, sorry about that, that scared me then. That fucking scared me. Someone needs to do something about that, John. Absolutely scared me. Crazy stuff, come on. What's going on there? But look at that. That's steam, guys, that's steam. That might look like a smokestack beside it, but that chromy little shiny number there, that's a steam pipe, and it's fantastic. And it's doing its work, it's doing the job it was made to do. And I just hope that our network is still providing. Yes, it's still rolling, thank God. And thank you very much for staying with us there, guys, and apologies if I might have spooked you out there with that little scream, but I did get a shock. I thought someone had shot me or something, or I thought a gun had gone off or something like that. Ham spray, thank you very much. And more Yates, more dates, thanks very much. Just tuned in now, I'm sure you've discussed it yet, but I can't wait to check the VOD for your take on our new Minister of Finance. Yeah, look, you know, you can always check the VOD for my takes. That's what they're there for. Video on demand. I think I'm maybe renaming it Take on Demand. Todd. Yeah, it's got a good ring to it. Todd. And maybe, yeah. But I mean, that would have to... that wouldn't work. VOD is in the public domain, a conscience. It's not a branded thing, it's just a fucking thing people say. Preferably, I wouldn't call it VOD at all. I just call it just watch it back. I'd say I wouldn't even give it a name, Joe. I wouldn't even give it a name. I'd just say, I'm gonna watch the stream back later on. But people love VOD. They're all into VOD. That's all I ever hear is VOD this, VOD that. And vodka and tonic. And look at this guy here. He is a real cheeky little number, aren't you? You're a sprucer. You're a sprucer. That's it. Same book. Same cheeky little chap we saw there a few weeks ago. Unbelievable. Still hanging around as well. But this is the street where it all happens. And I love that you can see the corporate. And then you've got the old as well. The old meeting the new. And then you've got that's got a lot of good stuff inside, new modern shit inside it. Technology, being the Ioneer Hospital. But its exterior, its facade is all old and nice. I really like it. I might get a glimpse of something else down the back here. There's still a few old Georgian houses beside it which have been co-opted and utilised for office space. I know the HSE had some sort of office or administerial office down here beside the Ioneer a few years back. Not sure if it still does, but there are a few old buildings there, and where a couple of unscrupulous landlords are really taking the piss as well with a lot of apartments. I wonder, is it still happening? Probably is. Namely those two on the end, although that's what I've just said has no basis in fact or reality whatsoever. But I love that you can see just the side hatch of that building there. And the sort of multi-stack rooftop operation. And the opaque glass windows as well. And then they're complemented a little bit further up by the Churchesians, which I've remarked upon many's a time as well. As for this, I'm not sure. Maybe another admin. Is that a photocopier up there? I'm not sure. Couldn't tell you. But surprisingly enough, we can see the steam. I can't really smell that much going on. There's not a great waft. No, it's not. I can only smell kind of old food, and that's not coming from there. That's just coming from around this particular area here, the Beanz, which is such a shame. Look at that, there's a light on in there. No glass in the windows. Fucking fantastic. And here we have the Churchesian splendor. Is this metal? Plastic. We've got the Churchesian splendor of this building here. Fantastically pointed windows. Ecclesiastical. Certainly Christianic. Don't know whether or not this might have been some sort of institution back in the day. We've heard a lot about that. We know all about that indeed. Pretty dark stories surrounding that, but I don't particularly know the area here and the history of this building itself. But I am going to do a bit of research on it next time. This is another lovely bit of steam coming out of that, and then you've got that sodium lamp at the end there. I think it's a sodium lamp that generates that sort of orangey colour. It's beautiful stuff. Maybe you can get something here. Might be able to get something here, lads. I'm not sure. Let's just take that off there and then see if we can get something here. Maybe a headshot or a thumbnail or something. Just need to check and make sure we're still on. How's it going, guys? Connor Williams here, down Hatch Place, the Bermuda Triangle of mobile coverage. Don't worry though, today I did something a little bit different. I went out and got myself a 30-day all-you-can-eat data 3 SIM card from 3. And you know what? I think it might have just done the trick. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one, buddy, but we might take it again. Don't want to really give 3 too much undue credit, seeing as though they're not going to give me anything. Unless 3, if you are watching and you want to give me some SIM card, then how about it? You can see what I'm capable of and what I've just done there. Do you want to go in on that? Let's do. I'm here. We'll go again anyway. Lovely take, says Paul. Thanks very much. There, it's great. It's really nice of you to. To give me that sort of boost. Wait for that seagull. We'll just wait for that seagull to go, and then we'll go for it. Jukebox Connors, thank you very much for the tip there. How's it going, guys? Connor Williams here, just down Hatch Place, one of the usual haunting grounds of mine for my coffee sojourns. And I have to say, it's going swimmingly. Well, fuck that one up. We'll take that again. Just get another sup of coffee there, please. Let's hit it. How's it going, guys? Connor Williams here, just down Hatch Place, taking a look at the Ironeer and getting a smell of that lovely waft of laundry, which is just a staple of this laneway at this time of day. The coverage, absolutely fantastic, I have to say, considering last time around there were patches of unavailability and the coverage just was not. Fuck that. Too wordy, it's too wordy. We'll go again. We go for one more. It's kind of word porridge at the moment. You know? They've spelt my name wrong on the cup, but we won't hold that against them. Good direction, but needs more pace. Okay. Good direction, but needs more pace. We'll wait for this gentleman to go. We go in 3, 2, 1, and action. How's it going, guys? Connor here, just letting you know about the sights and sounds of Hatch Place, a real favourite haunting ground of mine, which I love to peruse around during my coffee sojourns. But despite the bad coverage, I remember last time I was here, there was a few moments where the stream went down. This time around, things are a little bit different. I went and got myself a SIM card which can handle the load. That is to say, a 3 SIM card, experimentation today, top-notch 100% still works, and no dropouts as of yet. I'm not going to promote them though, because they still haven't made an offer. But what I will say is, we're still rolling, so in a way it's kind of promoting them. I don't think I should do that until there's a contract in place. But yeah, it's another day. It's another day in Dublin, another day in paradise, as they say. And keep safe, stay caffeinated. Well, I wasn't feeling that at all. Wasn't feeling that one at all. I don't know, maybe it's just it's when it gets to daylight. I'm not trying to make excuses or anything like that, but it just doesn't feel as would I say idyllic? It just isn't the way. It's not the lane I know it to be. That's a lovely lush. Now let me just hold that there, and we'll just show you what we're dealing with here. I can check and make sure we're still streaming. That is true. The first one was great. Okay, that's not bad. Look, thanks very much for letting me know. When I'm in the eye of the tiger there, the eye of the storm and stuff. Dan, thanks very much for the tip, buddy. Hope you're doing well. a night owl. Maybe do it through the blast unit instead. Subliminal message on the wall, be yourself, Con. Yeah. I saw that last week. This is where the area where the actual coverage began to drop, because I wanted to show you some of the graffiti that was on offer. It's actually ridiculous. Look at this. 3-Eye Atlas is coming. Absolutely no idea what the fuck that means. Boomers go home. Cafes close. Dog sad because not cat. And I don't know what the rest of that says. Where was the graffiti that said be yourself? Was that somewhere else? He's not a bad apple, he's the whole damn tree. That's a great little turn of phrase. He's not a bad apple, he's the whole goddamn orchard. He's an entire orchard of bad apples. He needs to be irrigated. His crop is substandard. I tell you, the bike would have been a great little number for this street, but I've completely fucked it up. 3-Eye Atlas is a giant comet that was passing by Earth. Well, it's passed by now, Niall, and that graffiti stays up, and some poor sod is gonna have to fucking clean it off. Look at this cheeky customer right here. Hybrid. How you doing, Hybrid? Is that you from Hatch Place? You cheeky little number. Cheeky. Don't be cheeky. Don't be cheeky. Don't be cheeky. Don't be cheeky. You're being cheeky. We'll find a bike. That was a hard downer. Cafe to go. It's done and dusted. That's me, fully ready to engage with the world. Feel the heart beginning to race, John. I tell you, it's a great place down here, Magpie. Wonder if it's still operating. Get ourselves onto a bike first. I like the saddle height of that. Will it offer us what we need? Number 30. Got no fucking rubber handle on it. Joke machine. A real joke machine. Fucking it'll do. Classical season 2026 with the NCH. Get it when you can. Really enjoying the display that the Conrad puts on. As you know, it's even more impressive when it's dark, but I'd say give it another couple of weeks and there's still a lot of darkness to come, you know. Don't worry, the darkness will still be here. A lot of people are getting worried that the darkness is leaving. Don't worry, we'll be pretty much submerged into it. And we've hit a bit of an anomaly in the last few days. The next couple of days are going to be quite bright forecasts. Maybe not on the west coast, but who cares? I'm not going to be there anyway. The beast in the east. And there's Magpie, actually. It's still rocking its wares. Can we just breeze across here? We will. We will. And there you've got their menu there, John. The Mr. Magpie selection. Toasted sandwiches prepared with care using only local quality produce as well. Smoked paprika chicken. The Reuben and the ham and cheese. Great yolks. Great taste. If you're willing to part with a bit of cash, get yourself something tasty like that. And the coffee is great as well. Any dry risers today, John? Actually not, I'm afraid. We've only seen a standpipe. I didn't really appreciate it that much. Feels as though I'm a little bit rusty when it comes to the ins and outs of the coffee mornings, because I'm not hitting the right locations at the right time. And then we end up in a situation like this where it's fucking broad daylight. And it's not really appealing. Not to me anyway. Not sure if my hat is correctly on the head there, but it's nice just to, before you submerge yourself into the office, just take a slice of the serenity on offer in one of the parks and take it in. Give yourself a wide berth. Give yourself the best shot you've got. Look after yourself. God knows you need to. I said it before. Get a look at the seagulls, the kittiwakes, the pigeons, and observe. And then implement the lessons learnt from guys like that on your day-to-day. You might even see a Mr. Magpie in amongst the seagullions as well. One for sorrow. That means you have to stay in the park until you see a second magpie in order to clock the joy. Because right now I'm on a sorrow buzz, having seen that one piece. I think we're about to get rumbled here. There's a Suzuki Jimny behind me. No, it's not going to follow. I thought he was going to come and get me in his Jimny, but he's not. And if you've got time and you're allowed, maybe get yourself a little place in the gazebo. But it says no entry at the moment. However, it wouldn't really be much just to step over the barrier. I suppose if you could call it a barrier. There's no barrier to me or anybody else. Even the birds do what they want around here. And the good thing is, I've just seen a second magpie and a third and a fourth, which brings us up to either a girl or a boy. 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy. Yeah, so it's 4 for a boy. And I've just seen a 5th. How's it going? Well, I don't even know what goes after that. 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy, 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret never to be told. John. Keep that fucking secret hidden, John. I don't want word of that secret getting out until the 6th magpie hits the streets. And even then, you're not to tell anyone. 7 for a secret never to be told. And check out the lay of the land on this fella here. It's like he's just sat on the water or something. Chillaxing the cax until I come across, I suppose, and then it's ruined his day. Sweet face on a real sweet face. You can't buy it, John. You can't put a price on the glint in the seagull's eye on a Wednesday morning. Or a couple of likely lads on a bench like that. Another couple of magpies. We've gone past the 7th threshold of secrets. And there's a lovely hint of blue on their tail. 7 for a secret never to be told. 8 for what? Platinum? 9 for stuff. 10 for a gazebo. Oh, look at that Thomas Kettle. Poet, essayist, and patriot. An incredible bust. And there's something oriental about this. Designed and erected by the Office of Public Works in association with the Irish Timber Council. Anno Domini 1990. Looks great. Feels great to look at it. Has to be said. It's midnight in California. Just think about that. Nvidia Gee Bag. Thank you very much for tuning in this morning. I hope the rest of your day goes swimmingly as that blueberry muffin did for me, or blueberry scone, whatever it was. It was fantastic. Get inside our Zeeb here. Inside the gazebo. The Simon Zebo Express. I wonder about this shot here as a closer. Does it do? Is it framed right? It's 2 a.m. in the Midwest. It's almost 6 o'clock somewhere else. You could live there, says Mr. Man, as in live in here, inside the gazebo. It would be great to have, like, people delivering stuff to you here. I suppose you could do that with Deliveroo. But it'd be awful cold. There are no doors. It's just wind coming through each and every slot. Are you allowed to bike in a gazebo? Well, is it technically biking if you're just stood still? I'm not sure. But look at that. That's what we're looking at today. It's a little slice of heaven. It's 4 p.m. now in Western Australia. Time to get the dinner on. Slightly Japanistic dojo. What's the story with Pascal? Yeah, look, he's away to the DC, man. deal is done. World Bank. A couple of friends of mine actually got in touch with me last week there and said, Connor, what's the sitch with Pask? Because it's been a couple of years now where we've been putting the stink out that we want to hire him. Everyone knows that he's destined for bigger and better things than government buildings. And I said, yeah, look, if you want to do it, do it. He's ready, I'm ready, we're all ready for it. We just need to line someone up for the job here, but that's neither your concern nor mine, even though it is mine. And so yeah, today, just for Pask, it's just about getting himself settled and ready to move. Because the move is also a big part of life as well. You know, you're uprooting your world and you're moving somewhere else, and you're gonna put down roots somewhere else. You know, it's gonna be tough. And he's a great guy, great man. So it's, you know, he's got a lot on his plate. He's gonna have a lot on his plate when he gets there. You know, and those boys in DC, they play hard. The boys, those Washington DC boys, they play hard. He's going to be a stone's throw from the Oval Office. Do you know? It's like around the next corner on fucking G Street or H Street or one of those stupid letter streets that they have in DC. World Bank Ione. Just across the road from the White House, effectively. Heavily policed. Very clean streets of inner city Washington DC. They have a lot of societal problems, we hear about that, but when you get in and around that particular part of town, it's very upmarket, very swanky doodle dandy. And Pask is going to have a fucking cracking view, top floor of his office, of the street below. Funnily enough, not too far from the former offices of Russia Today. So I think that was an absolute disaster for the that they're saying in our news media. So you can see how it gets their goat up in that sort of way. But getting back to it, yeah, that broadcasting unit, it was inside like an office block, just meters away, maybe a street or two away from the World Bank, who do fantastic work. It has to be said, the World Bank, we owe a lot to them. We owe our livelihood to them. They're there, they're out there, putting the moves out there, they're doing the stuff that needs to be done to keep the fucking economy moving and shaking. You know, and Donahue's just gonna fucking crush, man. Donahue's gonna fucking crush out there. You can't blast the Pask. The Pask is going to be catching up with those World Bank Ionis soon enough. He's going to fucking rule the roost. We need 4, says Andy. Need 4 what? 4 Pascals. Build the clone machine and let's get it going. And you can imagine Pascal's going to be in the fucking Oval Office on a Tuesday weekday afternoon, just telling Donald what to do here and there. You know, make an investment, make a move here, do this there. He's gonna be the ace in the hole. He's gonna be the fox in the fucking hole over there, you know. He's gonna see and hear a lot of stuff. Will he report back? We don't know. He's gone, he's been taken away. But he'll definitely tell me, he'll report back to me, that's for sure. I'll be under obligation to maybe keep some of the stuff he says under wraps, so don't expect any rumors or update from me anytime soon. Let's just keep it on the fucking QT for now and see how it rolls. 5 Network brought to you by Scott Robinson. Morning Conzo, rise and grind, more like Toad in the hole. Am I right? Red Armchair supporter. 600k basic salary. That's just the basic salary. You gotta think about the whistles and bells that they're gonna be fucking attaching to his Christmas tree. Stuff of dreams, John. Stuff of fucking custard creams. And how long for? How long's the tenure? Do you know? That's another question. He could be running the shop in a couple of years. He's going for number 2 now in the World Bank. Could be fucking running it in a few years' time. And that's why you have to keep your irons in the fire. And that's why I have. Get over to DC for a knees up in the next few weeks. Let him get settled. And we'll get over there and we'll have a bit of a blast. The Americans know how to do business. They are business. It's always an eye-opening experience to be amongst the leading capitalists. And especially now, the way it's all going. And the whole AI scape is just incredible, you know? The stuff that people are doing with the AI is just incredible. It's absolutely incredible what they're doing with AI at the moment. Some of the stuff they're doing, it's just the stuff of the future. So AI really is beginning to take over. Really is. Undeniably the best thing in the world. Seasonal spectacular from Aldi, John. Choose this cruise route and leave her in down on Harcourt, and then I can hit the Lewis. The old Daniel Day. AI is in fact after you. It's definitely not a bubble, Conzo. The year of the AI. But just, you know, the stuff that I see is just mind-blowing. Do you know, the pictures that people can make with it? Some of the stuff that people are making with it, the images and the videos, just... We're living in the future, you know. Real good quality stuff as well. You can tell that there's brains behind those prompts. You can tell there's some serious minds at work behind the prompts and the chat GPTs, you know. And that's what happens. I mean, AI is one thing, but you need to have a good brain behind it as well. And, you know, just look on the internet. There's just no shortage of it. Great stuff. In fact, it's so good. Some of the AI stuff that's out there already at the moment, that it's going over everyone's head. Look at that. 94. Stevens Green. And then you've Q4 public relations over there that do a power of work with government and other corporations as well. I think it's Q4 anyway. They used to have an office there. Feel the power of the tram line, John. Let's smoke this pretender. Didn't even get time to look at the Garda HQ. Let's get off the line here. your man overtook. I like what he's doing. He goes over to that one. That's a great idea. What's going on here? It's all happening unmarked. Unmarked. And right there as well, in front of the fantastic facade of the new Garda HQ. An iconic scene for those who believe. I like the pace of this particular turn. Careful. Nice coat. Didn't say anything. It was a beautiful coat. Did you see what the material was? It looked like fucking velvet. Like green velvet with a sort of soft, luxuriant, fur-lined interior. I don't know why I'm doing that, but it's just it's the motion that comes to mind when I'm thinking about how soft and smooth the interior of the coat was. Pricey enough affair, I'd imagine. And there's still some rice in the middle of that island there, and look, there's a man there with the high vis. He's probably guarding the rice. No, he's moving away. He's moving away from the rice. Hand was on the fucking handlebar that had no guard, and now I'm gonna have to wash my hands. Maybe in the jacks and the Ioneer. Good time to end the stream now, I imagine. But what I will say is you've been absolutely formidable company, and I Want to honor each and every one of you tuned in and gave me the support to continue with the coffee, the bean, the chat, the stream. Always a pleasure, always an honor, never a chore. I hope you have a lovely day, a great Wednesday. Get outside if you can. Enjoy the crisp, dry weather. It won't be here for long. It'll end up going tits up in a few days, you know it will. But from me to ye and everyone else in between, thank you very much, and we'll talk to you later on. Keep chasing that dream. The custard cream is within your grasp and reach. All the best. We'll talk to you later on. Maybe we'll do again. We'll do one more out. Yeah, we'll go again. Have a great Wednesday. That is to say, enjoy Wednesday, but remember to win. Win, that's the important thing. Maybe a little bit too aggressive on the end there. Should actually maybe tone it down and be a bit nice. Yeah, with the end one. Okay, we'll go again. It was a good take, but it's not the right mood, it's not the right tone. We can fix it in post. I wonder if we can do something here. This could be risky, but let's see if it pays off. Did it look? I don't think it worked. No one is saying it worked. Okay, so it did work. Try again, lads, try again. Enjoy your time in the mountains! John! Not sure how we're doing there. Does that work? I'd like to just, I think that's the right tone. Unless there's anyone can see something I'm not really doing there. I'm not sure. One more time, we didn't hear it. Yeah, we're gonna have to go because we'll be drawing heat soon enough. We're drawing heat. Just don't know what the sentiment is. I'm trying to sew a button on it. I think I already said I sewed enough buttons on it. Now I'm greedy for pudding, you know. How's it going, buddy? You well? Enjoy your time at work. Okay, we'll go for it. We'll go for it. Feel the dream. Feel the power. Increase your revenue today. I mean, it's bland, it's generic, and it doesn't really serve any kind of utility or purpose, so I'm not sure. I mean, it might work for LinkedIn. It might work for LinkedIn. Yeah, we'll ship it. We'll ship it. Let's see how we go. Look at the matte black finish on the Range Rover Evoque. Absolutely beautiful. It's insane. Thank you very much there, Dan, for the tip. I think I said thank you when I was in the gazebo. Thank you very much. Jukebox, Niall, and the other Jeff. It's 8:25. Should have been out of here half an hour ago. Somebody get onto Grant Thornton, we need an audit! Maybe another one. You can drive! I don't know about that one, but I think it is what it is at this stage. Just a selection. Okay, so we've got some script coming in here. Don't let yourself get attached to anything you're not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner. Thank you very much there, Wanty, for the tip. Says somebody gone to Pascal, we need a World Bank. Not a bad one, I suppose. Pascal, we need a World Bank! That's too much, it's too much. I'm overselling it and going too hard, so I mean, we'll leave it at that. But thanks very much, everyone. It's been a blast, and we'll talk to you later. Enjoy your Wednesday. Coco Will's out. See you later. Release the hounds! Sorry, did release the hounds come through then, or did it go out? Did release the hounds come through then, or did the footage cut out? It did. Okay. Okay. We'll just do one more. We'll just do one more. Just see if there's any. Me, thank you very much for the tip. Hounds of Love are calling. Dispatch the 11th sim. Just don't know what the final, what the coda is to this. It's actually getting too, it's too peoply. Yeah, it's too many people. Look, we'll leave it at that. I'm getting in the way here of people having their coffee and trying to get to work. Families doing fucking school runs, and I'm running around trying to shout powerful slogans. It's not good. And if word gets out about this around the World Bank, I'm toast. But look, we'll leave it there, and we'll say thanks very much again for the 9th time. And all the best. And do take care. Do take care. Okay? Take care, and God rest. God rest. Equity! Look at that gaff over there. It's lovely. Okay, that's it anyway, folks. We'll talk to you later on. That was the Equinox. That was the Equinox. And here we are. We'll talk to you later. Where is Mercedes? talk to you later, guys. Thanks very much. And all the best. And look, take care, okay? And look, there's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. I wish I could have brought something to the table for that. Peace. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. I need to go. We'll talk to you later on. See ya. Yeah, apologies. I think maybe an extra got in the way of that last one, so we'll just take it again because I don't want that to be the defining take. Just have to wait here. There's too many people, John. There's too many people. We're just waiting here for the right time to strike. Gonna be great once it hits. Once we get that, move on, power through the rest of the day. I just need that release. Maybe a phone take? No. We'll try this. We'll try this. Well, maybe a phone take. Come morning song tomorrow, and if there's not, I swear to you, I will crush you in a multitude of ways. Okay, we'll talk to you later, John. Bye bye. I wonder, did that read? I mean, there's no, the audio is not great because I'm across the road. Yeah. Nearly got biked, didn't even notice. Just at Harcourt on the way to work, Konzo, if you need someone for camera work. Are you for real? Nearly got clipped. I did not see that. Did not see that. Something different. Are you asking me for something different? I mean, it would be great if you just told me what that something different was. Sorry, I just saw someone say moustaches in the chat. Now I'm paranoid my moustache has crumbs on it or something. It was different, I think. No, that was something different. Okay. Yeah, look, is that tree climbable? I don't know. Use your hands more. not mock me. Not once. No, I don't think that worked. I don't know where I was going at the end. I don't want to try and climb the tree. Not on a stream, anyway. Look, lads, we'll leave it there anyway. We'll talk to you later, and thanks very much for the tip. All the best. Cheerio. Au revoir. Olive Wars. Goodbye. Sayonara. Ciao. Flan. See you next Tuesday, weekday, fortnight. All the best. Prendergast has to start against South Africa. It's Prendergast or bust. Yeah. We apologize for